one of my first videos. So basically what I'm going to be showing is how to audition and some like super beginner moves that you could do. I've watched a couple of these videos where people do this, and a lot of the moves are pretty difficult. So I'm going to try to like make sure that I'm mindful that a lot of people have like never touched a pole before. So yeah. So I'm going to try to do some like beginner moves, things to help audition or like if it's your first night, moves you can do on your first night if you've never touched a pole, been on a pole, taken a pole class, whatever. So these are just some little tips and things that you could try. I'm going to show individual moves, and then I think I'll just show a combo at the end. Something simple that you could do. So, yeah. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get into things, but I just want to kind of go over some ground rules of starting to pole, just some things to keep in mind. So one thing that's super important is pole grip. So you're going to want pole grip. I personally would recommend to start without using pole grip, but a lot of people recommend to start with it. I think it's good to start without it just because you get used to holding the pole with your bare hands and you can develop calluses and what have you. It kind of helps. But if you want to start off with this as kind of, I don't want to say a cheat because like it's not like it's cheating, but kind of a cheat, like a way to help you. An enhancer? I don't know. So this, and then also with what you're wearing. I think what I'm wearing is pretty good to pole in. Pretty much what you want is you want exposed armpit and shoulders, you want exposed stomach, and you want exposed thighs, because those are the places that you are going to grip the pole. Sometimes you can wear knee pads if you need to. If you're doing floor work and you're at home, I like to wear the knee pads because it helps not be so harsh on your knees, but we're not doing any floor work, a lot of floor work today, so never mind that. But now that we have everything down that we're going to wear, also, make sure that you're not wearing oils or lotions on your body, just because that is the easiest way to hurt yourself on pole. So it's the quickest way to slip off with the pole. This is metal. You put lotion on that, it's going to slip right off. No other explanation. That's just what's going to happen. It's also where the pole grip comes in handy. The last rule that I want to say is to stretch. So basically your rules are make sure you're wearing the proper attire, so your clothing. Make sure that you have your aids, so your pole grip, and make sure you're not wearing any lotion. And then also make sure that you stretch. So those are the three things that I would make sure that you start with, especially if you're practicing at home. But also those things apply to in the club or in a pole class. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to get into is walking around the pole. Now this may seem, you may be thinking, why would someone need to teach me how to walk around the pole? Well, it's actually more difficult than it looks. You have to think about, a lot of clubs have spinning poles, so you're going to get dizzy. And you're going to want to know how to control that dizziness when you're walking. So, what I like to tell people when they're doing pole is make sure everything is slow and elongated. You want to accentuate your moves, but you also want to be controlled. So you want to showcase that in your walk. So when you're walking, elongate your legs. Make sure also that you're dancing. So you're being sexy, you can rub on your body, what have you. So usually when you hold on to the pole, you want to take your dominant hand, or walk around the pole, you want to take your dominant hand and hold on to the pole, and then you're going to start walking with your dominant leg. I'm left-handed, but my right is my dominant hand, so whatever. So we're just going to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I end on the opposite side. That's usually just how I walk, because I take longer strides. But you can do it however you want. I'm going to show you however you want. I'm going to show you a couple of different walks that I see people do. So that was my walk, so you could do those, the slow strides, or you could do, I see some girls do the fast walk, or if you're dancing to a faster song, you do that. But one tip I have for walking around the pole, kind of hang a little bit. You want to grip onto the pole and kind of hang out a little. pretty. Also, with walking around the pole, you can change up. These sound so simple, but I tell you, this really helps. This really helped me when I was a beginner in the club. Like, walking can be so easy but so sexy. So I like to do the variations of the pole walk as well. So wrapping your arm around the pole. And like I said, remember to say, sexy. You're gonna move. You could add some attitude and personality to it. Okay? And also, if you have your shoes on, same thing. Just make sure that you're holding onto the pole when you have your shoes on. Because if you do slip as a beginner with your shoes, or if you buckle, you hold on. You ain't gonna go nowhere. And it's not gonna be that noticeable. So that's another tip. So now that we've kind of learned how to walk around the pole a bit, I'm gonna show you how to do a pirouette, which is usually a cute thing that you can mix in with your walk. Now I'm just gonna show you the pirouette, and then I'm gonna move on from that. So this is a pirouette. So basically all you're doing is turning. So what you're doing is you're starting with your hand up top, and then you're just turning inside this way. So you're turning inside towards the hole, and you're turning underneath your arm. So, and then once you turn, that same side you're turning on, you're gonna lift that leg. This one. So, I'm gonna combine those. That's a pirouette. So, see that again. So usually I just like to spin on my tippy toe on this one. I don't know if that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. That's how I do it. So I just lift, and I like to kind of use the pole to kind of push off a little to help me spin. So when I lift, I kind of push myself around, and then I re-grip, and I grab the pole again. So let's see that. So that's a move. I love pirouettes. Great way to get dizzy. So we've walked around the pole, we're doing pirouettes, we're spinning, awesome. So let's get to the dancing part, right? So usually when you're a beginner, you don't know a whole lot of pole tricks, so you want to stick to dancing or very minimal pole tricks that don't take too much strength or skill. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show, so we've gotten the walk down, we've gotten the pirouette down, I'm going to show you one of the spins. That's usually good if you're a beginner. So most clubs that I've worked in have spin poles. I know some don't, so I do apologize if you don't have a spinning pole, but I will do more videos on other moves that you guys can do. But I'm just going to show you guys a cute beginner spin that you can combine. Well, probably a couple of spins that you can combine. So this first one I think is called, I'm going to put the names because I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So that's a cute little spin. That one is super easy, so I'm just going to break it down for you. So basically all this one is wrapping this leg around the pole like this. So hope you can see that. So you're wrapping this leg around the pole like this, and then you're letting this one go. So you're just wrapping and letting go. And then usually when you're pulling, for me personally, you naturally slide down. So once your foot gets about here, you can just gradually let your foot fall. And then that way you can just hang onto the pole still and bring your feet together. It's an easy one to start and end. And if you have the arm strength, you can hold that one for a good little minute. And if you can go one arm and then come down. All right, so so now that we've gotten our first spin down, we're gonna go on to the second move. So this one is probably a little more difficult. It'll probably require a little bit more strength. But it's not too bad. It's honestly just holding yourself forward. But I think it is pretty difficult when it comes to strength, but I think it's a great way to build strength. So it kind of starts similarly to the first spin we learned, where you're just taking a step. So I'm just going to take a step and basically just join this arm to this one and lift. So you see how pretty and graceful that is? But you're not really doing anything, but it's still really pretty. So I'm going to show you again, especially in general you want to point your toes, but especially with this one. So let me show you one more time. Put your head back. So here you go. And like I said, I like to tell people to think very long. For me, that helps when it comes to like being graceful and stuff on the pool. If you think really elongated movements, it helps. So I'm going to show you those two spins again. So this is the first one. Okay. And this is the second one. So they're kind of the same. The second one's just a little more focused on strength and getting up there. So if you'd like, a really good conditioning for that second spin is just, oh my God, I don't know why I'm blanking on all the names. I do these all the time. But they're just, you just pull-ups, I guess. So you just pull, I guess, pull-sits. But you just pull yourself up and you sit. And I like to hold myself up because I can feel myself sliding down. So I try to hold myself so I'm not sliding. And then you can come down. And then opposite arm. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a quick little combination just with those couple of moves. I don't have anything in mind, so I'm going to just kind of switch it up a bit, alright? So, here we go. So that's kind of how you can switch things up. With those moves, I feel like you can move pretty freely on the pole. I really would mix up pirouettes and walking different ways so you can get comfortable almost. So I think that's pretty much it. You don't need too many moves for like your first day or for your audition to kind of impress people. Just, you know how to dance already, so just do that. You know how to twerk, twerk. You know how to, work the pole more than I just showed, go ahead and do all of that. Basically, everything is just about confidence and eye contact, honestly. You shouldn't be, I'm assuming for your first audition, you're not auditioning anywhere crazy like Hildy or anything. So, you should be good with those moves. Like I said, just be super confident, make sure your hair and makeup is on point. It's the biggest thing is appearance, and then everything is secondary. So you're gonna do fine. Don't be nervous. The moves is simple. You're not gonna fall. You're not gonna do nothing crazy. You're not gonna break your neck, and you're gonna look cute, and you're gonna get the job. So just keep that in mind. Everything else will come, and everything else will just fall into place. So I hope all of that was helpful. Definitely suggestions for more moves that you want to see if you're beginner or just things you want to see in general. Any questions you have about being a baby or anything like that. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoy and see you in the next one.